Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Now, you know what, both yesterday and on Saturday I was out and about around London town, and I've got to say the sense of absolute frustration, even anger that's out there at the moment, that's directed towards Arsenal at the moment, is, I find, unbelievable. I mean, I was actually kind of glad when the season finished because, you know, there was a lot of anger flying around, etc. And then we finished off, you know, finishing second. There was a little bit of, you know, I wouldn't say happiness, but people were like glad that we finished above Spurs. But everybody was like, right, listen, next season, no messing about. Let's get the players in that we need. Guys that have been against Arsene Wenger were prepared to give him another chance. I was even chatting to DT yesterday, as one of his biggest, you know, guys that want him gone, said, Robbie, I'm prepared to give him, you know, I don't know, no banners or nothing like that. I'm prepared to see what he does. But everybody I'm meeting at the moment is so frustrated with the lack of transfer activity at Arsenal. When you see all the business getting done by all these other clubs, and nothing happening at our club, you're just frustrated. And I saw a quote yesterday from David Seaman. He did an interview, I think it was on Talk Sport, and his quotes were, he said, he was talking about Arsene Wenger. He said he needs to buy someone to give the club a lift and to give the fans a lift. Ideally, a striker would be great, but either a centre-half or a midfielder would do for me. But that's David Seaman, a club great, saying that go out there and get somebody that's going to get the fans excited. And whether you like it or not, there's managers like Arsene Wenger that are very old school, that doesn't really care, I don't think, about fans' opinions when it comes to buying players. And I suppose you've got to have an element of that, because otherwise you just always go out and buy that Galactico name without really knowing whether he's going to fit your team or not. But you have to be conscious of the fans nowadays, especially with social media, that you need to give them a sign-in or whatever that gives them a lift, that we go into that first game of the season with a spring in our step. Now, at the moment, other fans you're meeting, Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, they're looking forward to the season ahead. You know, I was with a Chelsea fan yesterday. He's got a spring in his step. You know, there's no spring in my step at the moment because of the lack of signings. And I just think to myself, where is the clear policy at Arsenal? I know I'm sounding like an old record now because I've said this over and over again, but the Vardy thing fell through, and we've just not... That was weeks ago, by the way, weeks ago. That was before the Euros that fell through, more or less, right? And we still haven't seemed to have identified and be out there actively trying to bring in a striker. We're just messing around. We're thinking about this person and thinking about that person. And the season's about to start. Next week, this week, Friday, we've got the friendly against Lens. The following week, we're in America. We're playing the MLS All-Stars. You know, where is the player that we all know that we need? For the past few seasons, every football fan, not just Arsenal fan, every football fan of every club, every expert, every fan of Arsenal knows that we need a striker, and we haven't got it. Are you going to tell me there's no strikers out there that we can get? We've got the resources, we can afford to pay the wages. Listen, and it's going to be expensive. Simple as that. Forget about trying to get guys on the cheap. If I was selling a car, right, and I was selling a vintage car, and I know I've got like 5 cars available. There's only 5 of the cars that you're looking for available, right? I'm not going to give it to you at what should be the right value. I'm going to put some extra money on top because I know it's like at a premium. It's like when you're selling a house. If you know that people are desperate to get a house on that street, that's why the prices of those houses go up. It's like that with strikers. There's not many world-class strikers available at the moment. So if you want Higuain, you're going to have to pay loads of money. If you want Lacazette, you're going to have to pay way over the odds. If you want these guys, come on, Arsenal and Arsene Wenger, pull your finger out and get a striker deal done. I thought last week would be a week where we'd start to see signals of something happening. A dead week last week. Dead. I just don't understand what's going on at this club. And this is one of the reasons why I've always said I feel that we need a director of football. Every other top club in Europe has it. I've said this before as well. Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Manchester City, right? They've all got Chelsea. They've all got a director of football, goes out there, buys those players, says to the manager at the start of the season, what do you want? Oh, I need a striker. Okay, give me 5 strikers that you prefer. Here's my list. Okay, cool. I'm going to go and get those. Come back. You know what? Your number 1 priority guy on there, we can't get him. We've tried, but we could get 2 or 3. Right, so we're going to get those. Should it be Arsene Wenger making the final decision on how the money's spent? You're the manager. Go and coach the team and leave that up to the guys that are supposed to be out there getting the players. The director of football. I don't get it. Today we're linked with Mario Icardi again today. Seems to be a player that's a lot of people are suggesting is available. La Gazzetta dello Sport claimed that Icardi is valued at about 45 million now. Will want about 112,000 a week in wages. Or alternatively, Sport Media set, they claim that Arsenal have invited Mario Icardi for talks in England. Who knows? Who knows? The Icardi thing seems at the moment for me to be a classic case of his agent trying to get him a better deal. Whether he'll leave or not, I don't know, because he's such an important player to Inter Milan. So, it's again, if Arsenal truly want Icardi, get in there and slap in a big offer now. Players itching and posturing for a move, get in there and slap in a big offer and say, right, here it is, Inter. He's unhappy, we want him. That's what the other clubs would do. Do we do that? Well, we're trying to be nice. Nice guys don't get the players, as simple as that. Gonzalo Higuain, the links and the rumours are still flying around. It depends where you read it. There's different rumours. Some are linking him with Juventus. Some are saying that it'd be £80 million. That's what it would cost. Others are saying that they've heard that it's definitely going to be Giroud plus £50 million. Nobody just seems to know on this one. And again, rumour after rumour after rumour. Nothing happening. What are Arsenal doing? Nothing at the moment, by the looks of it to me. We've got Gabriel Barbosa's been linked again today. Gabby Goal. Been linked heavily with Chelsea, to be fair, but again the links are with Arsenal. We get linked with every striker now because everybody knows we need a striker. It looks like he is definitely leaving Santos in Brazil and will be heading to Europe. Will it be Chelsea? Will it be Arsenal? Will it be another club in Europe? But he looks like he's going to be on his way. Only 19. We probably need a more experienced striker, but he's being linked today. Also being linked with a guy called Philip Ops. Plays his football in Germany for Hoffenheim. Again, another 19-year-old, very young, very highly rated. He scored a hat-trick in the under-19 game against Portugal. That's what really brought him to a lot of people's attention. Made about 12 appearances for Hoffenheim last season and is seen as one of the brightest prospects over there in Germany. Linked again. Arsenal apparently keeping an eye on him. We're keeping an eye on we keep eyes on people. We're always keeping an eye on people. I'm keeping an eye on Higuain. I'm keeping an eye on Messi. Don't mean I'm going to get him. And Rob Holding. Now, this is probably the sort of signing that may get done. We've heard about this one a lot since the start of the transfer window. He plays for Bolton, 20 years of age. We had an initial offer of £750,000 rejected. We're being told that Arsenal are looking to go back in again this week with a new offer of 2.5 million to try and get the young centre back, again a prospect. For me, we need like somebody who's going to go in there as clear backup for the centre backs that we got. Although it seems to be, the signs seem to be that we're just going to stick with the centre backs we've got, and I think we need another centre back. Per Mertesacker is getting age. He's getting older. He's a good player, but I just feel that every attacker out there in the Premier League knows they can do him for speed. We need to bring somebody else in. But I don't know. I really don't know what's going on with this club at the moment. 121 Jazzy says Arsenal transfer daily torture, he says. I'm sorry about that, mate. I'm sorry. Right, it says Arsenal FC just want to keep our hopes up for new signings so that they can renew season tickets. Don't do it. Well, the problem is we've already renewed our season tickets. And you know what? I met a guy out there at the weekend and he was making that point. He was like, Robbie, do you notice they bought in Granit Xhaka early? just around season ticket time, you know, they brought him in early, right, so that they could get all the season tickets done in and that, and then now they're back to their normal stuff. And you know what, when you see like what's happening at the moment, you have to think to yourself, something in that. PS3 uploader says, heard the Higuain rumours are heating up. We need to shell out whatever it takes to get him, even if it means Giroud goes the other way, because Higuain is definitely an upgrade. Alex Hunter says, Walcott needs to go as soon as possible. We need a top winger, defender and a striker. We have enough midfielder players at the moment, and I can't wait to play against Liverpool. Let me see if I can just get this one in. This is from Grandmaster Josh. He says, looking in at Arsenal as a Bayern Munich fan, it's quite strange how inactive you are. It's a simple fact that Arsenal need reinforcements and have the money to sign them. We've won 4 league titles in a row, but that didn't stop us from signing Hummels and Renato Sanchez this window, because we've got ambitions to win the Champions League. It seems that Arsenal and Arsene Wenger lack ambition to win everything. How can you disagree with that? The point that guy makes is brilliant. I mean, a Bayern Munich fan, they win the league every year, and they're still going out there and trying to add players to win the Champions League. Juventus win things every year. They're desperately trying to hold on to Pogba, but even if they lose Pogba, they're looking at Higuain, they're bringing in reinforcements. You know, how can you argue with what that guy's saying at the moment? It does appear, with our transfer policy, almost as if we lack ambition. Listen, there's still a few weeks to go. Until, well, a good while to go before the window closed at the end of August. But I would have liked to have seen these players, it's particularly the striker, in place before the start of the season, so that guy, like David Seaman comes in and gives us a real lift. But let's wait and see what happens. As I say that word, let's wait and see it happens. The regular word that comes out on this show. Thanks for watching AFTV Transfer Daily today, and we'll be back around about the same time tomorrow. It's a common question that everybody was asking. Ask Santi, does he know if any more strikers are coming in? That's what everybody's asking.
A lot of people ask me that, but